Here we go.
All right. Frank was back today in practice, so that's the only one that we had. Look forward to the challenge of playing Arizona. We know they're a good football team, and fast and quick and all of that on both sides of the ball, and on special teams. So we've had a good week of practice, and we'll load up the buses and the plane tomorrow and head over there. So with that, time's yours.
The expectation, no designations at this opening game, injury designations.
No, not yeah. Everybody should be good to go, unless there's a setback, with Frank or something.
Would you guys have run a scout team to try to get a look like you're going to get from the opposing quarterback and offense? How difficult is that when there's someone who doesn't fit into a group of other people, I guess?
Yeah, so we had our young quarterback in there doing it. He moves around pretty good, so he played for the Jackrabbits. He's pretty quick, so he did a nice job though for us.
Coach, when you anticipate making that move from a practice squad player to the 53?
Yeah, Herbie, I leave all that up to Brett.
How much will special teams play into that, though?
That'll be a part of it for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch any of the game last night at all? Take a peek at it at all? Anything?
I did. Yeah.
Do you, when you watch something like that happen, on a regular TV, you're not watching cut-ups and all that stuff. Did anything strike you about like the Bills and how maybe they're different this year? I know you guys have played them. You're the ones who put them out last time.
Yeah, I thought both teams are good football teams. So I thought they all look good. They both look good. So.
Do you get the feeling, this is just, I guess, a narrative out there, that people are making moves to beat you guys because you've gone a couple of Super Bowls and going out and making these moves for pass rushers and different things like that? Do you get a sense that that's happening in the league?
I think they're just trying to be the best they can. They can be. So coaches look at it, personnel guys look at it to find where they can make themselves better as a team, and they go with it. I don't think they necessarily match you up against somebody. But.
And it's been a few weeks where Frank has missed some time with the illness. Is there anything new? I know he has obviously the condition with the stomach, or is there sort of a lingering aspect to this?
There's nothing new on that now to give you. Yeah.
On the subject of Frank, obviously he's entered into a plea arrangement with the LA County District Attorney's Office this week. What is your expectation level to hear potentially from the league on anything about the personal conduct policy, or have you been in contact with the league on that?
I haven't been. No.
Is there one aspect of the game, your team, Arizona, that you really think is going to make a difference on Sunday?
No, I think it'll be both sides. I think we're going to need to play well. That's how I feel. And then special teams, they've got a good special teams coordinator. He tried an onside kick against us the last time, so he's got all that stuff in his package, and I'm sure they'll work through that. And then offensively, how explosive they are, and defensively, they're a sound football team that shows you advance does a lot of things, man. So those guys. They fly around.
I know he had his opportunities last year, but what gives you the confidence in Nick Bolton now that he's taken that role to making the calls on defense? What have you seen that?
Yeah, so when he had chances last year, you could see it. This year, he's just upped it, and then he's had more reps. So I think he's real comfortable in there making the calls. These guys do a lot of things, so he's got to be sharp with it all. But he's worked extremely hard for that. Yeah.
And it seems like it's always
the last two will go Sam and Nate.
It's always a cat and mouse game with the Vance Joseph defense because he plays so many different. Is it keeping you particularly on your toes in a week one game now?
Yeah, no, it does. He does a nice job, and gives you a lot of different looks. So you got to be sound and what you're doing. And there going to be a time or two he gets you, and then you just got to work it out and make sure you fix it. So.
Last two.
Coach Bags yesterday said that he could sense the guys are a little anxious in practice just because there's a regular game that they're getting ready for. Can you sense that at all?
Yeah, I think they're ready to go, just to go play. It's and play against somebody else besides themselves here. So it's I think it'll be good to get out there and get going, right? It gets you started here. So I think that's positive. You saw that last night. I mean, you saw the guys, both teams were hyped up and ready to go. So.
Last one.
Following up on that, Andy, because you've been doing this for so long, I just wonder what your perspective is and how you approach the rookies, knowing it's their first game. If you will have anything specifically for them between now and kickoff, or will you just try to keep it as business as usual?
Yeah, well, we try to do that, keep it consistent from that standpoint. But you go play the game that you've been playing for since you're a little kid. Go play and don't let yourself get in the way of you playing good. So sometimes you can worry so much about it, you freeze yourself. So you go ahead and relax and go play the game.
All right.
Okay, good. All right, thank you.
We're gonna bring Trav here in a second. Good leave up.
Shot job.
He's coming in. You didn't trust me.
All right now.
Fire away. You've gone through this a lot, opening day, all that kind of stuff. Does it ever get old? I mean, it seems like
It's the best part of the year for me. Just get to go out there, new expectations, new team, new identity, and we're fired up because of it. So just another hack at another year. I mean, it's just it's exciting, man.
I'm assuming you watched a little football last night.
Oh yeah, saw the whole game. Yeah,
And the Bills look like they're ready to go. We've won. They've made some moves. You guys ended their season. Do you get the feeling? I mean, you've had the target on your back in this division for a long time. But do you feel like the target is on your back with all the moves that a lot of these teams have made in the AFC?
I mean, I think with our success, I think a lot of teams kind of circle us on their schedule. But that's what you want, man. If you're not answering the bell every single week, I mean, why are we out there, right? I'm trying to be the best on every single play, every single game. So it's not new to me to feel like everyone's ready for my best shot, you know. Or if I'm on the flip side, I know I'm getting everybody's best shot because of the success that we've had. So it's just it's nothing new here. I think there's a few new faces that are going to get a glimpse of that if they haven't already had that in their career.
In previous seasons, it's been a lot of you and a lot of Tyreek Hill, and there's been an emphasis. It's going to be a lot of different bodies this year distributing the football. Just how have you seen maybe that help Pat as far as just being a little bit more calmer, looser in the offense in this new look offense?
I always felt that Pat was very good at getting the ball around other guys. Obviously, with a guy like Tyreek, you can have a lot of trust in a guy like that to make big plays, especially on big time moments like he has in the past. So it's just finding that rhythm of, you know, the intentions of the play caller, what we're seeing on defense, and going from there, and just trusting the guys that are in the position, which I have all the faith in. The new faces that we have that are going to be able to be on show this Sunday, man. It's going to be fun seeing everybody have fun.
Sounds like Noah's going to fill in a little bit of the Blake role. Just how confident are you in what?
We got an awesome tight end room. It's killed us to see Blake, you know, go down like that in the beginning in the preseason, and then an awesome game by Bushman to see him go down that hurt. But we got a fun tight end room, man, and you're gonna see a lot of athletes out there, a lot of big athletes, that's for sure.
Trav, you and your brother are testing the podcast water, jumping in there. Talk about the New Heights show.
Yeah, the New Heights show, man. It's me and my brother venturing into a new playing field, man. Given our intake of or our knowledge of everything that we've gone throughout our playing career, and you know, just getting on camera and on the mic, man, having some fun as brothers, knowing that we just enjoy being around each other and having fun doing it. So it's definitely going to be interesting every Wednesday. You guys will be able to check us out.
The defense, Arizona, one of their green dots is an Olathe guy and Isaiah Simmons. You know, just what have you seen out of Arizona? What have you seen out of Isaiah that maybe thinks this defense is going to be challenged?
I remember he was a Clemson guy, right? Yeah, I remember seeing him over at Purple Label Barbershop, man. Shout out to Dewan and everybody over there. Yeah, he's an unbelievable player, and I mean, they got a very stout defense. Their front seven is packed, and then they got athletes in the back end. And then you add Buda Baker as a safety, kind of like a chess piece. You can throw them everywhere. They got a great defense, and we definitely got a challenge ahead of us, man. But we've been waiting all year to go out there and have some fun, so I plan on doing so.
Travis, how eager are you to see just how defenses play you guys? It seemed like week to week last year, it was pretty consistent, but it seems like maybe not this year, or are you just eager to find out?
I think it's up in the air. This team is specifically kind of a junk ball team. They'll throw everything at you. A lot of blitzes, a lot of different variations of coverages, and you can't really get a good tell or a lot of there's not a lot of scheme to it, right? They just have a lot of good players that can do different things. So it's just understanding that you got the whole gamut of coverages that you could get thrown at, and just being true to your indicators and just playing fast, man. You can't let it slow you down. That's the biggest thing that I think they're trying to do when they throw so many different types of coverages at you.
You guys probably already do this, but does that make you sort of hyper-aware that if you're not the first, second, or even third option on the play, you still got to be ready?
Well, I mean, every play versus every coverage has a certain progression, right? So it's just understanding when you're getting the ball and being alert for it, being on time, and being there for Pat, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing in the run game, making sure you know who we're working towards, and getting a body on a body, man.
Couple more, but Todd and then Aaron. Go Todd.
Non-football question. I saw yesterday on Twitter there was a podcast where Heidi Gardner said she'd be her dream to have you and Patrick
Yeah,
on
was
Saturday
pretty
Night
cool,
Live.
man.
How do you go about making that happen?
Heidi's awesome. She's been a huge Chiefs supporter, really KC supporter for as long as I can remember. I think she came out here to Big Slick this year, so I was bummed I couldn't make that. I told him I'd never miss another one, but that would be awesome, man. I remember growing up in the Farley days and the Will Ferrell days. I mean, it was Saturday Night Live has been a dream of mine to just go to, let alone be in.
Have you got some characters or skits in mind?
No, I'm gonna leave that up to the pros.
You got nothing?
No, I'm gonna leave that up to the pros, man. Exactly. Yeah, I have no idea.
You talked about the new faces playing a role. Do you have to say anything to those guys about the difference between, hey, training camp, preseason, and it gets real now? And do you remember your experience going from?
I mean, the new faces that we have, I mean, they're veteran guys. They've been in the action. They've played in big time games. They've been big time players in big time games. So I don't think we need to really say anything like that. There's a few rookies, specifically on the defensive side, that just haven't had a glimpse of what the NFL feels like. But I feel like we got a lot of leaders on that side of the ball. We got a lot of playmakers up front that are going to help and make it easier on the guys, the younger guys, to just fall in line and do their job and just fly around and make plays, man. That's the biggest thing, man. You keep that energy up, man. You're living out your childhood dream to be able to go out here and it's an exciting time, man.
Thanks, Trav.
All right, guys.
Is it closed, Brad? Or- I guess not.
All right.
So what's it like opening game? I mean, you've had a long time off between your last preseason game. What's this last couple of weeks been like, and just how fired up are you guys to go out there and get after it?
Yeah, very fired up, man, especially up front. The regular season, man, it's always exciting being able to do this. Obviously we all dream about, having an opportunity, man. And, going into my 5th year, it seems just as exciting as ever, to get out here in this first regular season game.
Is there? We know that you came to camp a little bit slimmer, but are there other things that maybe made you feel even more comfortable heading into week 1 this year than you did last year?
Yeah, man, just the comfortability within the system. Understanding the expectation of how I'm supposed to make certain blocks or put myself in certain position. Just within my 2nd year within the system, man. So just the comfortability of that as well.
Kind of a similar question, but this time last year you were joining a new team with new teammates, just getting to know people.
Yeah.
How much more comfortable are you now that you can go out there and just play, the guys next to you?
Yeah, man, so much more comfortable. I spoke about it before, just about offensive line play, period. Gelling with the group, having the comfortability of knowing the guy next to you is seeing what you're seeing, sometimes without communicating, sometimes by just making eye contact or whatever those things are, man. But me and Joe have just continued to grow. We played a lot of football together since last year, since I got traded in April. And, man, we're looking forward to the opportunity to get out here in some of these live situations.
Orlando, you were pretty proud of the young kid that finally got the helmet, Brandon Jackson. Just kind of, your involvement in that, how happy you were to see that get done for him.
Yeah, man. As somebody that's a big kid, obviously I had a big head as well. So, I understand what it's like to deal with things like that. I was very fortunate, man. And my dad could take me to the Ravens facility and we get what I needed. So, it was just more so me looking out for a young man that loves the sport of football, that wanted the opportunity to play. So, Rydell actually did their part as well by, giving him a personal scan and all those different things. So, man, I'm happy for the kid. Hopefully, he gets that helmet soon.
It's kind of made you realize how expensive football can be at a youth level, because that helmet was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I believe it was $1,200 helmet. Man, I mean, it seems like everything is so much more expensive, man. I mean, I don't even know how much my helmet was, but I'm sure, it was probably a lot less than that.
It sounded like when you were away from the team, you had a lot of time talking to Patrick. You guys were even spending time together. Just during that period, how much did Mahomes reaching out to you and keeping you in the loop mean to you? And how did it help grow your relationship even with the quarterback?
Yeah, man. Pat's one of my really good friends, and my relationship with him has just continued to grow since my time here. Obviously, I think just the natural connection of the Big 12 and all of the coaching staffs, and I just feel like we've kind of intertwined with all of those different things. So I kind of had a familiarity with his personality already before I even got here. But this offseason, man, just getting around him, talking ball, which is what we both love to do. And anybody that knows me, man, knows I love the game of football. So, and he's a great mind, somebody that I enjoy talking about ball with.
Did it mean a lot to you when there were questions about your stuff? He would just kind of say, "Look, he's our guy."
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Oh yeah, man, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Knowing that, Pat obviously has my back in those situations for whatever reason or whatever those things are, and very understanding. But man, Pat's an amazing teammate, amazing person, man, amazing friend. So I'm very thankful to have him in my corner.
You have the franchise tag is done. You don't have a long-term contract. You got to play the season, betting on yourself, as they say. How do you put that part of it out of your mind as you go out there? Because this is a game, you can get hurt, things can happen.
Yeah.
How do you just put that away and just play football each week?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the insurance policies, all those different things. But man, I'm just focused on developing myself into the best player that I can be. Putting myself and this team in position to win Super Bowls, man. That's really where my mindset is. As far as the contract, it's unfortunate. I hate that things weren't able to get done, but that's part of the business, man. But I'm just really looking forward to getting out here and being able to prove it to myself, most importantly, what I can do.
When you see Arizona on tape, what jumps out challenge-wise as far as what y'all going to be seeing on Sunday?
Yeah, man, they've got an interesting scheme. They run a lot of different coverages. I don't want to say they have a lot of different personnel, but they have a lot of players as well. Man, they got some talent as well, and J.J. Watt, Marcus Golden up front, and I mean so many other names we can list off, Buda Baker and all these other guys, man. But I think the challenge is just going to be making sure that we take care of our part of execution. Making sure that, as the plays are called and everything's coming in the flow of a game, highs and lows, making sure we maintain our composure and go out there and execute.
Orlando, you talked about your comfort just within this system. But what about at left tackle? Most of the guys going in their fifth year play the same position for most of those times. You obviously switched out.
Yeah.
Much more comfortable and just growing. You still feel like you're at your position.
Yeah, man. I still feel as though I have a ton of room to grow as a player, and man, just specifically as a left tackle, like you said, man. But I feel so much more comfortable going into basically my third season as a left tackle in the NFL within my fundamentals, my stance, man, my base. Obviously, I slimmed down to be able to move a lot quicker and do those different things too. So.
Thanks, Orlando.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.